It just lit up the tire.
Recording.
All right. So I'm over here at Dream Machines in Wichita. They're an Indian dealership, and I am test riding this Super Duke. It's a 2015 model, very similar to my friend Don's. I'm test riding this for my friend Mark. And let me see about... Okay, we got a kill switch. And yeah, this thing has 1,500 miles on it. All right, we are in... I'm not going to mess with our modes or anything. Looks pretty good. This has got original tires on it, so I'm not really sure about how adventurous we're going to get. But this is pretty cool. I just showed up at this place the first time I've ever been here, and I'm riding a freaking Super Duke. This thing is great. I just went by where I should have got off at. That's okay. I got all giddy. But we're alright. We're going to get it off. We're going to dilly-dally around over here. I'm not really familiar with Wichita, but I'm going to get off over here at the airport and see how that treats us. Pretty, yeah, a little, maybe could benefit from a brake bleed after this many years. These tires are, we'll put a little scrub on them. It does have a Apocalypse slip-on on it, so that's pretty rad. Harry Street. I think we'll get off over here and then go. Oh, got a little pop, pop. That's pretty rad. This might need a map job on it. Rear brake is kind of low for my liking. I'd like to adjust it up a little bit. Yeah, these tires are definitely... I felt a little slipped just out here. It's not incredibly warm out here, but I'm just gonna ride it. Yeah, it does have some rear brakes, so that's cool. Little pop. Yeah, this might need a map done on it. Yeah, I took bad directions. So, but I'm going to go through the airport here since that is relatively low speed. Then I'm going to go down to what's called... Oh, this does have a quick shifter. Yeah. But I don't think it has the auto blip. So it's not bad keeping at a little lower speed here. I'm going to come around. I think I do know enough about this area to go to the airport and to get out through it. Air cargo, airline terminal. Wave to the lady. She didn't see me. But yeah. With that, with only having that many miles on it and it being this age of bike, it'd make me kind of concerned about the fuel, so I checked out the fuel in the tank. Oh, that's third gear. That is third freaking gear. All right, so airport. US 54. Yeah, we're gonna go back that way. I probably should have brought my jacket with me. But I brought my helmet and that's about it. Okay, so we got a little bit of dip. Shifted into fourth. That's just this thing is animalistic power-wise. Yeah, obviously the low mid-range, that's fourth gear. It kind of wanted to pick up on me a little bit then, but yeah, I don't know what mode this is in. That's the only thing that's kind of a turn off. If it's throttled by wire, as far as I understand. And I'm used to those, you know, a carbureted bike. Gosh, that's just such usable torque. Make an observation about the gear shifting. It's nice and it's fluid. It's nice. It's enjoyable. All right, here we're in third gear. Again, we're not going to get too adventurous here. There's no shortage of power. And I'll show you guys here in a second here. Hopefully my battery lasts for me. Yeah. This is where he wanted me to go. I made my own bad directions. Alright, so this is where he wanted me to go down Hoover. Or Dugan. Well, I'm going to go down Dugan, not Hoover. Again, being very careful. I think this would be fun to take down Casino Motorsports Park. So there's first gear. Let's just see what it'll do here real quick. Yeah, I think the traction control kicked in there when I was just giving it some gas in first, that's what you want it to do. I don't necessarily like that lean pop on D-cell there. It might need I think I've already mentioned it there, a map, but gosh, you could just absolutely destroy on the track here and be upright. I'm jealous of my friend Mark, to be honest with you. I think if he doesn't buy this thing, he's a dum-dum. Definitely would recommend a map. I mean, there's no, even with these tires being this well used or well unused and aged, they're not like, I'm not getting like an unbalanced feel with it, which I'd expect. So maybe they stored it on the lift or something, but this is listed at, I think it was at 8,500 for a freaking Super Duke. Are you out of your gourd? So that was fourth gear, just rolling along at, I'm allegedly going over the speed limit. I'm looking at all these parts on this thing. For them listing at that, the list price for a typical person is like almost $11,500 for this thing. I don't understand that. But be that as it may, And we're cruising around Cessna. This is, or Textron, you know, the parent company of Cessna and Bell Helicoptersuckers, and amongst other things. But that's here in Wichita. I'm on a Super Duke. But it's a 2015. It doesn't look banged up or anything. I think if it got any scratches or any marks on it, it's because somebody polished it too hard. Isn't that wild? Let's see here. Fuel range 250 miles. Yeah, we're up to temp finally. Sport Street. That's what the mode they have it set on. Sport Street. So it's not in race mode, so it's pulled back a little bit. Sounds good. Woo. Okay. Instinctively, my foot brake was already just like right there. Yeah, you can just power wheelie this thing everywhere if you wanted to, if you put it in race mode. Oh my God, what they doing? What are they doing to me? Let's see here. They got the green light, so I'm gonna wait. I could have went, but I hesitated. If I was on the DRZ, there'd be no hesitation. I can feel it cut out just then. The fun police! Yeah, I don't like that. I think this thing needs a map. I think it needs a tune job on it, because that pat, pat, pat. You can get rid of that with a tune. Pop, pop, pop. That's going to cost him some money. And that might be why there's a reduction. The good news is it's not been abused a lot of miles with that lean condition. But I don't like that. Oh, wow. So I'm going 60 miles an hour, and it's at 3,500 in fifth gear. It's kind of like what Don was telling me, that with his, that's my friend that unfortunately is no longer with us, that he let me ride his his newer Super Duke before he got sick. Gear was almost unusable for him. The mirror spun in. That's no fun. Maybe they tightened them that loose to make sure I didn't do stuff. Got a Mexican roadblock here. That's aggravating when you want to open her up a little bit. Yeah, at 67, we're at $4,000, and I shift to 6, and it's like at 30, 32, 32.5. Whoa, got an airplane coming down for a landing. Yeah, that would get annoying. That much. If I'm not giving it just a little bit of throttle input, it will go into that lean pop sound. And I don't like that. All right, hit the brakes, and then we're going. No fun police now, suckers! And just like that, we're going 80. Yeah, that's right. I put my cheek off just a little bit. So we're in fifth, going 80. And then when I'm in it almost just bogs it a little bit to be in sixth. But I mean, for an overdrive, I mean, it is sleeping. It is sleeping going 75. So we're in fifth, fourth, third, going 60. Power wheelie. Just letting off the gas and giving it gas. This will make my buddy Mark a hell of a bike, I think. But pop, 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 pop. So third, kind of set it up. Yeah, I'd be wheeling it. It's pretty rad. I think I scrubbed the tires a little bit. I wonder if I should do that. I probably ought to do that though. I probably ought to go over somewhere here and baptize these tires a little bit. I mean, for the YouTubes, might as well. I am getting a little bit cold, but I'm kind of feeling freedom. Feeling free. Oh, I should have went in over here. I'm gonna go in over here on this side of the parking lot. I think I can still get in. We're gonna find out. Let's see if I can scrub these tires a little bit. Careful of the sand. Oh, second gear. Beware the sand, dummy. Yeah, I'm going to scout this out a little bit. Yeah, this is good asphalt. Got asphalt out here. You can kind of see it's some areas where it's kind of downhill. See there, more traveled areas. I'm just going to kind of baptize these tires a little bit because nobody else is going to do it. I'm dangling a little bit here. Yeah, I can see a little bit of sand. Let's see what we can do. All right, there's a little sand line, some ridges. Man, this is a good little parking lot. I bet they'd get super mad if we did wheelies out here. And instead of a little trick here, instead of tipping or giving any major feed or input to these handlebars, look at my outside thigh. I'm pushing, even because I'm dangling my outside because I don't want to drop this bike, even though it's a heck of a deal. I don't want to drop it, so I'm dangling. So on the outside on the contour of the tank, I'm just kind of, I'm not really leaning it like, I mean it. And you can see I'm a little bit more upright when I'm doing this. I'm not leaning into it. I'm not going heart to mirror, as Amanda would say, one of the former instructors at Howlett. Heart to mirror. Alright, we're going to see what second's about. We're on like kind of the crest of this here. And so that means I got to make a little wider circles here, and that gives a little bit more speed. So let's see, I'm going to dangle a little bit. That means my input on my thigh becomes a little bit more. Yep, there was some sand. There was some sand. That made me a little bit not feel good about it. Oh, wow, second gear, lugging way down. A little bit of sand, and this has got ABS on it, so you know, I don't know, I'm not paying attention to the lights because I'm paying attention to where I'm going. Okay, I think we'll call it good at that. Yeah, looks like a winner. Let's see, our temperature, man, it's cool. That's rad. If you don't buy this thing, maybe I should. That's what you need, Dewey. You need another motorcycle. Definitely would have to invest in a tuner, though. Or have somebody look at it. Wow, what a treat to be able to ride a Super Duke. Maybe I should have one of these. It just lit up the tire. But yeah, unless you're like intentionally breaking the law speeds, you're not gonna see sixth gear. That's nice. Okay, where's it at? There you are. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scoot this thing forward just a little bit. But yeah, thanks for watching, folks. We'll see what he ends up doing.